An idea dreamt up by a door-to-door bookseller in rural New York State 125 years ago is still going.
Yes, now Avon, the company he founded, operates in 100 countries, turns over almost $11 billion a year, selling cosmetics and other products to women in their own homes. Nick Hyam's been looking at what makes the Avon formula so successful.
Every woman knows that tired, slack feeling after a hard day's work in the office, in the shop, or even in the kitchen. How wonderful it feels to relax on the comfortable couch in the beauty parlour and let the expert turn you into a new woman.
But what if you find the experts intimidating and you can't afford a beauty parlour? That's where Avon comes in.
Avon calling everywhere to thrill you with its most gorgeous range of Christmas gifts ever. For you to choose.
Avon arrived in Britain in 1959 using brochures and a network of self-employed representatives to sell to women in the comfort of their homes.
I sell Avon, and I can help you look good.
Down the years, the formulas stayed essentially unchanged. So much nicer having the Avon lady round rather than buying cosmetics in the high street.
The Avon ladies were more expert at cosmetics because that was their business than the people they were selling to. So what you had was a nice long chit-chat devoted entirely to you. That's always always extremely attractive. We all like talking about ourselves, and we all like discussing with other people how we might look, as good as we can.
Amanda Garrett's been an Avon lady for 15 years. Her customer Jeanette was an Avon lady once herself. She reckons there have been changes.
It's similar, but I don't think it's quite so personal now. It's not no disrespect to Amanda, but I think the whole way that it works, it used to be a case of coming in the door with a whole box full of makeup, because the makeup ranges probably weren't as extensive as they are now. So they didn't have so many samples then, so they had a full range with them.
You never look so good.
Part of Avon's pitch is about empowering women, and successful Avon ladies can make big money by recruiting other representatives.
I'm off to Milton Keynes this afternoon.
Amanda and husband Steve manage a network of 1,400 reps and turn over £3 million a year. But with competition from online shopping as well as the high street, can Avon's way of doing business survive?
Avon do have a website with an Avon shop where a customer can buy things direct, and that is needed because there are places in the country that representatives aren't going to get to, remote places. But a customer, if they order online, have to pay for their goods up front and then they're delivered to them. The benefit of me going to their front door is I can take their order, they don't have to pay for their goods till they're actually delivered. And if they don't like it, they actually have someone they can ask, what do you recommend? I want to change it for something else. This isn't working for me, why not? You can't do that to a computer screen.
So the Avon lady will be calling and delivering her brochures for a good few years yet. Nick Hyam, BBC News.
Let's talk more now about the history of Avon with the Daily Telegraph's fashion director, Hilary Alexander. Welcome to the Breakfast programme.
Thank you.
Good morning. For joining us once again. 125 years. That's some heritage.
It is. It's incredible. I didn't realise they were actually making sort of makeup.
What is it, do you think, about Avon that means that it is still going for so long and women still appreciate?
I think there's two key reasons, Sean. I think, firstly, it's the personal contact, the interaction between the customer and the Avon lady. And secondly, I think because it comes to the customer. So people who've got young children or who can't get out of the house or, live far away from, a cosmetic area can actually get things in their own kitchen or living room.
Yes, because people have sort of likened the early days of, representatives coming around door to door to try and get into the modern mindset. It's almost like internet shopping, in a way. That's the sort of modern equivalent.
Yes.
But it still endures. I mean, it still works to a degree.
Well, it's a bit like internet, but I think the other thing is that the product is actually there. Because on the internet, you're kind of just seeing a sort of, if you like, a virtual product.
Yeah.
And until it actually gets to you in the mail, you don't really know what it's like. But with Avon, you can actually, you feel it, test it, try it, see it on someone else. They explain what it does.
I remember the Avon lady coming round to our house, and it did seem impossibly glamorous because my mum, who didn't actually wear any makeup, and many women of her age didn't really try it, to have somebody come round with all these exotic things was something really out of the ordinary. But now you can buy makeup anywhere, so why is it still going?
Well, I think, for the very same reasons it was successful when it started, I think, Sean. Because there are a lot of women who cannot get out to the shops. Or, you know, they're trapped, you know, not trapped, but they're in the house, they can't get out. And instead, all these wonderful products come to you, and you can make it a party with friends. Everyone's trying different, you know, eyeshadows, lipsticks, blush-ons.
And you can get it wrong and wash it off.
Yes. And someone is there to tell you, oh no, this one would be better, not that one.
Imagine the makeup business to be very fickle to a degree, but some things stand the test of time.
Well, I think there's a kind of loyalty factor. And I think, you know, once you've tried something and it works, you want to kind of stick with it. Yeah. You know, it's like the tyres on a car, or, you know, the kind of brand of petrol you use.
Yes, that's true. Hilary, it's lovely to see you again. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Hilary Alexander.